Hey, so I've had jobs on my mind a lot lately. Things have been a little weird in my career life, or lack thereof, I don't know, just my jobs. Decided to, stumbled upon a couple others, old poems that wrote about my previous jobs. Don't really write about work too much, just kind of lame usually, but here we go. Start with this one. Used to work in a coffee shop out of college. It's pretty interesting some days. It's titled Mislabeled. She looks down at a book I have resting on the counter. I look down and catch a flash of cleavage. She labels me an avid reader. I label her average-chested, but give her a C for effort. When talking about a cup size, a C is pretty generous. She gets a large cup of coffee and asks how much it is, even though she has bought the same cup of coffee for the last 8 months. $1.65, hon. Is that all for you? She begins pouring the cream after adding about 5 packets of a sugar alternative. I think about a reading alternative and picture my laptop, but I'm not much of a reader or a writer, so I don't touch either. She leaves, satisfied with her less than average coffee, her C for effort, and her 35 cents in change. I rest my ass against the sink and wonder if I gained anything out of what just happened. I see her cleavage in my mind's eye. I smile at the next customer. That's that one. Here's a bit more of a ridiculous one about when I was a server at a restaurant. It's titled Another Day. I woke up late for my job that starts at 4 p.m. and I thought, what the fuck? Then I took a shower and got shampoo in my eyes while crouched over and holding my hungover gut. It took 10 minutes to find my black button-up shirt that is part of the job's uniform, and when I found it, there were salsa stains on the sleeves, and one of the buttons had blue cheese crusties. I thought, what the fuck, and put it on. It's the only one I own. Every step down the stairs from my apartment made me want to throw up, and when I got to the bottom of the steps, I did throw up the bag of chips I ate the night before, and I thought it would have been funny if I had vomited the chips back into which they came. A bird almost shit on me as I walked to work, and some Mexican landscaper blasted me with his leaf blower, and I said, what the fuck? But he couldn't hear it over the gas engine's high-pitched sound. I lit a cigarette that sent me out of my mind for a moment, causing me to trip on the sidewalk. A passing car saw me, and I wished I had a peg leg, so I would have had a good excuse. I got to work and put on my apron, washed off the rotten ranch above my change pocket. In the shift meeting, someone pointed out how bad I looked, and I laughed and thought, what the fuck? I could stab you in the stomach and go to jail, but you'd be dead. My first table was 2 elderly, and they left me $3. The next was a trio of teens, and they left me $2. My third table left me $15 on a $60 tab because I dropped a glass of water all over my leg, and they felt bad. The night went on like that, and I switched my brain to autopilot and ate the free food from the other servers' mistakes. Eventually, all the people stopped coming in, and I started on my closing work, while the Mexican cooks called me gay, or penis sucker in Spanish. What the fuck, I thought, and spit into one of their waters. I left and smoked on the way home. A guy that looked like he might jump me passed on my left, but nothing happened, so I pulled a pen out of my pocket and thought about stabbing his neck and taking his wallet, but I kept walking home, fingering the pen's ball roller tip. I looked for my puke at the bottom of the stairs, but couldn't find it, so I threw my cigarette on the ground and went up the steps. I kissed my girlfriend when I got inside, took off my apron, and placed the money I made on top of the black counter. It was only $65 after 8 hours. What the fuck? I poured and drained a whiskey and club soda. I made another and started to feel fine. I sat down at my computer, and my work self became envious of my writing self, and I had another drink to calm them both down. Then we all had one on the balcony while chatting about how we felt like getting drunk. Then whiskey shots went all around, and the only thing I remember is them carrying me to bed and thinking about how bad the hangover was going to be tomorrow. That's that one. True story. I was miserable serving. I hope I never ever have to do that again. Who knows though? It's like 70% of the jobs are in the service industry or some nonsense. It's too much nonsense. Alright, laters.